The Oilers, if they can't move Yamamoto, I think they're a little concerned they may have to move Foegele. I don't think that's what they want to do, but I've heard that when other teams are talking to Edmonton, I think there have been some teams that have said, we saw how Foegele played in the playoffs because he was available at times last year. Could he be the name that goes? Liam, your thoughts?
I do not want Warren Foegele to leave, but I would be okay if it happened. Oilers don't have a lot of money. I feel like the Oilers have enough left wingers that they could fill in Foegele's spot to an extent. And
they're deeper on the left side than they are on the right.
Yeah,
Kane.
So if you have to sacrifice Foegele for a right winger, then I am all aboard.
If your left side next year is Kane, Nuge, Holloway, Costin, that's actually pretty good.
It is very good.
So if some team is calling him and like, hey, well, if somebody blows you out of the water, it's like, we saw him in the playoffs, we want him. Second round pick for him. You do it. It sucks because I want to see contract year Warren Foegele. He strikes me as one of those guys. I've made this point a bunch of times. He strikes me as one of those guys who scores on his breakaways in his contract year and pops home 21 goals on the third line. And it's like, holy shit, look what we found.
Mm-hmm.
But if some team's going to let you out of the cap space and give you a good asset, you got to do it. It sucks, but you got to do it.
That's just the thing. He's probably the highest he's ever been as a sell candidate. So if the opportunity is there, you take it.
Yeah. A smart organization moves them. But thinking with your heart, it's like,
yeah, it's like you don't want to, but like if it's there.
Because if he goes and has that career regular season and we make the playoffs and then nothing happens after that, then we're all sitting there carrying a bag the next season.
And you go, they should have sold Foegele for something.
So anyways, it's one of those things. It's the beauty.
Well, I think Mr. Drager has obviously been listening to our podcast because we brought that up more than once where it's, you know what? I don't think the team wants to move him, but there's an issue with dollars right now, and if the cap's not going to go up enough, he might be a guy. But you can't convince me that Yamamoto's not tradable. He's got 1 year left at his deal. We got rid of Puljujärvi last year. Period. Like
yeah, and everybody said there was always going to have to be an add-on, and they traded him for old.
It is doable.
Patrick Pastula.
Nothing.
They traded him for Oscar Pistorius.
Oscar.
It is almost out.
It's tradable. Like there's just you can't convince me
it's
really? Not tradable.
How?
When is Oscar
bounce his way out?
Like there's no way
out.
When does he come bounding out of jail?
August 2024.
Oh shit.
Well, he's allowed to reapply for parole next August.
No, keep him in there.
We'll put that one on the calendar. We'll discuss it then.
Who's in my bathroom? Surely not my girlfriend who's currently not in bed with me. Must be an intruder.
Bang, bang, bang.
That was one of the
bang.
That doc dropped like right in the middle of the beginning of COVID, like in the shits of it, when everyone was just at home looking for stuff to do still.
I was riveted by that.
I was all in because it's just mind blowing how, and like the process of a guy like that, again, to like him getting out of bed and not noticing his girlfriend's not
allegedly
there.
Tyler.
Oh, I know, allegedly. And he might be out. He might come down here and whatever. But anyways, you were making a legitimate hockey point, Rick. I'm sorry.
I forgot what I was saying.
I don't like his chances.
We got rid of Puljujärvi. Why can't we get rid of Yamamoto?
Yamamoto, he's tradable. Like there's just you can't convince me he's not.
I want to add this into it as well. I think there's a lot of like reading that quote from Friedman. It's like, they might trade Foegele instead of Yamamoto. I'm reading this whole thing, and the sense I get is they will trade Foegele and Yamamoto because they want $5.8 million in cap space, not just 3.1.
Yeah.
Yeah, I honestly think both of those guys are probably going to be good.
And let's face it, if you had to, and it hurts me more than anybody to say this, but the year after, Yamamoto's still in the league? Yes, is a question mark. So
Hurricanes not qualifying him. Obviously, $3 million would have been a heavy qualifying offer.
I wonder if he goes back to Finland or if he takes one more stab somewhere.
No, you'll get one.
The other day, or I guess on Monday in the mailbag, I think Gregor nailed it. I think that Yessa is going to go to Chicago and be like, you need players that can play at the NHL level. It's not going to cost them a lot of money. You play more there probably than anywhere else. I think that's a great fit, seeing Yessa could try and go to Chicago.
Chicago needs players. You can't roll into this season with Jujhar Khaira on Connor Bedard's line.
Well, you could.
Do like
says the guy who watched a team who employed Ty Ratty on Connor McDavid's line.
He was the answer.
Go back further than that too, buddy. It gets even worse.
Listen,